What up, campers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Tuesday morning, April 9th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it feels very good to be alive right now. Big winning night with Virginia. Hit an $850 casher, picked up another $770 in bracket winnings. Feels good. Feels really good. And I'm set up. For about a $1,000 roll for the Kentucky Derby, which is exactly what I wanted. So I feel great. And I'm rocking a Ski Life shirt representing our guest on the Late Show, Ski Prophet, who is first in the chat. Shout out Ski Prophet, who's already on the Rockets money line at minus 130. Now, I want to keep a real brisk pace because I want to, instead of getting hammered and celebrating the success of last night, I got hammered and went to sleep early. And, well, not that early, but got up real early with my fist pumping, knowing cash was on the way, and I've hammered every single game. So I would like to at least touch on every single game. I would like to do more work on all of the late baseball games, but I have touched on every single baseball game, and I've touched on every single NBA game, so I would just like to talk about each and every one of them. So I'd like to keep a brisk pace, and I'm pumped. So shout out to Ski Prophet first in the chat, Adam Lastman, Stephen Dollery, Viper NB, Carlos Baroge, Dave LA, the Monster Day yesterday in MLB. You know, it's so funny. I went 1-2 in MLB, and my ROI record pretty much stayed the same. That's how horrifying I'm doing this year. Shout out to Michael Holthauser. We haven't seen Michael in a while. Great to have him back. Walla Doses OT killed me last night, but my New York play of the day is beautiful. Okay, all right, I like it. Your play of the day, 4-2, beautiful. Dennis Garcia in action says, imagine getting 4 runs in the first from Dodgers St. Louis and never sniffing the over. Oh, man. Yankees is underdogs blowing a late lead. Giants blew a lead as well. Imagine betting all 3. Well, Dennis Garcia, we will get it back today. JC Alvarez in the house. Dave LA says, Max play today. I can't wait to hear what he is thinking. Base Connect, JF, Vegas, Gun in the house. Aloha, Eastside, Rolla, Daryl Lyles, DJ Coleman, CR. We got Underdog, we got Rashad Sutton, Nelson Reynoso, Coco Bongo, Michael Irvalina, Sebastian Arnold, Base Connect, Super Alpha Fitness, Serious Business, Dav Fenn, Big Ragu, Chris IG, PG 00187. We got Drew B. We got Adam Lastman. We got Matt Randall and his infamous Taint play of the day. We got Elio. Big Ragu says a few short weeks to the Derby. Tell Seth to send us there for a mocho. I would absolutely love that, Ragu. And we are in talks for that to happen next year. But I don't know if we pull it off this year. CR, Alex Ramirez, Jorge, Don't Play, Young Huss, UGA fan. Daryl Lyles, Anthony Mastronardi says, sick with a terrible flu, hoping to win today after Oakland killing me yesterday. Yeah, I hear that. Anil Frank, Ben Sports 24/7, Silvar Malco, Leroy, Flood Tide, Clinton, Antoine Seymour, Cole, Leon, Bid XN, and Neil Franken. Unbelievable. What a great group. I say we get right to work. Okay, and we can't get to work oh, God. Without showing you my horrifying MLB baseball record, because I'd like to start with MLB baseball. So, without further ado, Rafa, the embarrassing baseball record, please, my friend. Let's see it in all of its glory. Oh, God. It's unbelievable. To show you how good I'm doing in all other sports, I'm up this month. I'm up comfortably. I'm up over $2,000. I'm up nicely this month. With that, with $125 on each of those baseball bets. Horrifying. Okay, we got Gokster. We got Trent Claxton says Cleveland money line and over. Kevin Pine says Indians win easy. Okay. I think I got a little too excited. Off the top of the show. Okay. Whew. Dav Fenn said, did you have Brew Crew? No, I did not have Brew Crew. I was very uncomfortable with them starting so late because they left Milwaukee and went into LA. So I was very uncomfortable with the Brew Crew, but did I take the Angels? No. And did I take the Brewers team total under? No. But whatever. Elio says, my birthday is Thursday. We will celebrate. Tormino says, what a nasty bad beat for tech backers. Sorry to hear that it cost you money, Tormino, but if it makes you feel better, It made me money. Okay, let's get to work. Bob Taylor says, Jimmy, do you cap the Masters? No, but we have some great golf cappers in the chat that will be doing that work for us. So, let's go to work. Indians at Tigers. Let's start breaking these things down. So, I'm going to pull up two things. I'm going to make sure I got my SBR odds, sportsbookreview.com odds page up. I'm going to go to MLB, and I'm going to go to spreads or money lines and totals there. And I'm going to make sure that I have all of the starting lineups ready to roll. And I'm going to grab these. I probably should have done it before the show started, but I'm doing it quickly right now. Okay, I'm in business. Let's get to work. Let's get winners. Let's fix. Michael Irvine said, Jimmy, why not reduce bets to $50 and still have a lot of plays? It's something I've thought about. And I may do it very soon. Okay, I've got all the bullpen rankings and the stats for the bullpens up. I've got everything here together. Trent Class says take the Miami Heat Wade last game. I think that's a great call, Trent. That's a great call. Jeff Joseph says on the under between Sox and Jay Sale bounces back. Shoemaker has been lights out. Do you trust? The big question: do you trust the velocity of Sale? There's no 97-mile-an-hour fastballs coming over, but we'll get into that game shortly. Okay, first off, we have confirmed lineups in both of those games, so we'll do the Toronto game second. We'll start with the Cleveland-Detroit game. Kluber versus Zimmerman. Cleveland lineup: Martin, Ramirez, Bowers, Santana, Ramirez, Hanley, Ramirez. So Jose batting second, Hanley in the DH fifth. Tyler Naquin, Robert Perez, Brad Miller, and Eric Stamets at shortstop. With the Tigers and Zimmerman, you got Harrison, Castellanos, Cabrera, Goodrum, Candelario, Stewart, Matuk, Griner, and Jordy Mercer. Matt Randall says, Cleveland, Detroit, under 8, my play of the day. So let's take a quick look at the line movements here. Cleveland, Detroit, here we go. The Cleveland opened as minus 153 favorites, so there's been a 12-cent line move to the Tigers, who clearly have the value in this spot with the way Zimmerman's pitching. The total opened up at 7.5 and minus 110, and it's gone up to 8. All right. Dennis Garcia says, not sure what to do with Kluber, but I know I'm not laying. Michael Holhouse is saying Boston is going to be pumped today. Aloha, Eastside Rolla liking Detroit. Dave LA says, I'm on the Indians, Tigers, first 5 over 4. Wind towards left field. They're heavy. They're double-digit mile per hour out to left field. Says Kluber should give up 2 runs, and Zimmerman is garbage. He has been garbage. He's been garbage for a long time. But he has not been garbage so far this year. 13 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run, no home runs allowed, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Neither team is hitting righties at all, but it is 58 Fahrenheit and clear. It's a little bit warmer in Detroit. Indians are hitting 173 with a 518 OPS versus righties. Tigers are hitting 172 with a 552 OPS versus righty. Kluber allowed 6 runs, 4 earned on 8 hits and 3 1/3 against the White Sox last out April 3rd. He's 0-2 with a 5.23 ERA heading into this matchup. Tigers have won 5 straight. Kluber in his career, is 11-7 with a 3.55 ERA and 25 career starts against Detroit. Actually, that's 25 appearances, 24 starts. Last year against the Tigers, he smoked them. Won all 3. Gave up 3 runs in 23 1/3, struck out 26. Indians are coming off a 4-game sweep of the Jays. Tigers are also coming off of a sweep of the Royals. Zimmerman's leading this pitching staff and pitching well. Shout out to Richie Rich in the house. Tomino says Zimmerman was solid at the end of the last year. He's healthy now, and he's added that curveball. That was my addition about the curveball, but yes, he is healthy right now. Coco Bongo says Jays are hitting like an old maid swatting at a fly. I like that reference. Dom Reach said Michigan State would have taken the 1,500. Sorry to hear that, Dom. Kristen Stewart led the offense, this Tigers offense, in 4 extra base hits, including a grand slam, knocked in 2 runs, scored the other on Sunday. 7 career starts against the Indians. Zimmerman is 0-5 with 11.08 ERA. Michael Irvine says, Jimmy, if you could get another book as well, Pete used to gain a lot of his units, team total first 5 innings. Definitely. I'm doing that 100% when this cash comes in from last night. So that's happening for sure. I need to make sure that I got 1,000 for my derby, but I need to get the pinnacle first 5 team totals. Absolutely, Michael Irvine. Great call. Okay, I said that's all I'm trying to do this year and off to a good start. Great call, Michael Irvine. And Pete taught us so much about baseball, about capping, about life, and we need to use all of those lessons that the great Loshak taught us. Okay. Carlos Barros says, I'm on the Tigers. Jimmy, you know what? What I'd like to do to start my day is actually just stay off of this game. Rashad Sutton says take Tigers plus 1.5 in first half under. Again, with the wind, with Zimmerman's career track record against the Indians, all that said and done. Dat Fences, are we in bizarro world? Indians, Kluber versus Tigers. Zimmerman was the easiest play the last few years. Now we go the other way. we don't go the other way. But I like the way Zimmerman's pitching. Dave LA calls him garbage. That makes me uncomfortable. All that said and done, I'm staying off Indians-Tigers. This is not how I want to start today. With a Kluber who I expect to bounce back, but a heavy wind going out to left field on a nice, beautiful day in Detroit. So, all that said and done, I am not making a move on the Indians-Tigers. Shout out to DJ 100 grand. Now let's move on to the Blue Jays at Red Sox. So, just like initial leans, when you look at a card before breaking it down, I want to take Blue Jays team total unders, first 5 team total unders. But the question is, do you trust Chris Sale? And it is impossible to trust him with his velocity right now. Chris Sale, 0-2, 9 innings, 9 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 home runs allowed, 4 walks, 5 Ks. The biggest stat, the most unbelievable stat is that his 4-seam fastball, unbelievable. Where is this stat? I have it somewhere around here. And I don't have it anymore. He's not had a swing and miss from 49 4-seam fastballs he's thrown in 2 starts. Not one swing and miss. Gate Pasquis says Sale gets right today. It's not about Sale being right or wrong. It's that we're not seeing the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. So his first start of the year was 89. He got torched. On March 28th, his second start of the season. So his very first start of the season, it was at 92.3. That was March 28th. And then on April 2nd, it was at 89. Oh, beautiful. Need for tips. Alex is crushing. Wonderful to see you. Thank you. Boston Red Sox home opener here, 43 Fahrenheit, overcast, 8 miles per hour in. Shoemakers looked incredible in his first 2 starts in a Blue Jays uniform. The Jays aren't hitting lefties, righties, anybody. They're hitting .219 with a .599 OPS versus lefties. Red Sox, who smash righties, are only hitting shout out to Ulysses Hayes, are only hitting .216 with a .621 OPS versus righties. It's going to be the Red Sox home opener. Both teams come in with identical 3-8 records. Red Sox open with that 11-game road trip. They finished it positively with a win 1-0 over the Diamondbacks on Sunday. Sale 7-3 with a 2.28 ERA in 15 career games, but I don't trust them. And the Jays have seen a ton of them. Mally Mal says Boston ain't worth that price. Ian Maxman says under looks good for me. Dave LA says I don't trust Sales. He's still in spring training mode, still rusty. Born in 94 says your leans killed it. I told you don't change volume. I've been thinking about that all night as well. Born in 1994. Shout out and thank you for joining us. Born in 1994. Nostalgia, man. And born in 94 is wild, man. Because, I'm a 93 till infinity. Oh, wild. Okay, sorry. We've got to stay focused. Dom Reach says, Aloha, exactly how I cap. MLB streaks are always part of it. Aloha Eastside Roller saying, Boston is just bad, man. MLB is a game of streaks. Very interesting. We got Robbie Top says, I watched all 4 games versus Cleveland. 0 offense. They would have a man on third and second, 0 out. Couldn't take and could do crap. Take Boston. Jays is medicine. Sale needs. I understand that. Shout out to Rico Money in the house. Great to have Rico with us. Okay. And we have Brooke Jordan in the house. Wonderful. Cream of Wheat Jones says alternative line. Blue Jays is the play. All that said and done, it makes me really uncomfortable. I'm not going to back the Red Sox at this line. Let's just see what the lineups are confirmed. With the Jays, we got Galvis, Hernandez, Drury, Greichuk, Jansen, Gurriel, Urena, Hanson, McKinney. Shout out to Joe Rich Ramirez. To Boston, we have Benintendi, Betts, Moreland, Martinez, Bogarts, Devers, Pedroia, Bradley Jr., and Vasquez. I'm not going to take the Red Sox at this line under 0 circumstances. Also, I'm not going to keep riding the Blue Jays team total unders, which have been cashing when Sale's pitching like this. Although it did open up at minus 215 at BetOnline. Oh, sorry, that's not... Okay, I've got to switch this. My fault. I don't have BetOnline as my opener there. That's why I said 215, because BetOnline opened it very, very different. Let's see, because that was a minus 215 opener. And here with BetOnline, we have a... Sorry, let's just see the difference of these openers, because BetOnline's first to the market. That's why I love seeing what they're up to. BetOnline opened it at minus 255. Wow. So it's now being a 22-cent move down to minus 233 at BetOnline. So if you're watching BetOnline just because they're first to the market, the money's moving towards the Jays. If you look at where other markets or other books opened it, you'd say the money's moving towards the Red Sox. The total's at 8. It's down to 7.5 at BetOnline. And I'm uncomfortable, man. Joe Anisi saying Sales, fastball's down 8 miles per hour. Nats Nate says Red Sox win 10-5. Dave L.A. says, if Sale was on schedule with his mechanics, the Red Sox should be minus 300 or more. Yeah. Silvar Malco says, Red Sox big after a long road trip. God, I want to have action on these early games, but this just makes me extremely uncomfortable. I think the Rays can touch Sale. Let's take a quick look at what we're getting for openers for team totals, because, man, if they're going to hang like a 2.5 for the Jays, I'll take it. Let's see what they hang. Okay, here we go. We're going to Pinnacle. Team totals. Right now, team totals. And for the Jays, 2.5. But it's minus 140. God, 2.5. 2.5 seems so attainable. And for the first 5, a 1.5 at plus 104. Richie Rich says low total, take Toronto on the run line. Matt Randall says Red Sox game will be like the Cubs game yesterday. Yeah, I hear that. Shout out to Yellow Jesus in the house. Alex Hill says their home opener. This makes me real uncomfortable. 494, I feel you, man. Jose Colorado, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Says Blue Jays were shut out 3 times by the Tigers. Haven't scored more than 5 runs all season. Yeah, but look at who they're going up against. Sale, who last season, Sale had a 3.35 ERA in 3 starts against Toronto. Coco Bondo says, I'm thinking Boston game, no runs. First going to be a safer play with so much uncertainty. Matt Randall says, trading away Pilar was a kick in the nuts. Not my nuts. I don't need to see Pilar starfishing all over the outfield and everybody losing their mind over it. I don't need to see that shit anymore. Christopher Contini says, what about 8 runs? I mean, the question is, Shoemaker's pitching so well? Robbie Top says, Jay's got no offense. 0. So let's take a look at who we have coming up here tonight. Galvis, Hernandez, Drury, Grichuk, Jansen, Gurriel, Urena, Hansen, McKinney. It is an ugly lineup. No getting around that. You got Drury in the 3-hole, Grichuk in the cleanup spot. Ugly. Silva Malco says, can't trust the Blue Jays till they show me something. I get it. Okay, I find that team total over extremely appealing. But I don't know if I have the balls to take it. Christopher Comentini says, true, Jays got 0 offense. Well, we're not going to need much. 1.5 at plus 104. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to make a move there. Let's keep rolling along. We got Rays, White Sox, Allison already on the Rays. Bob Taylor says, stay off the game. Okay, 194. I can't laugh. I got it. My lungs are shit. Okay, so we have Irvin Santana's season debut. He did not look good in 9 spring training innings, but he's an older vet who doesn't need it. Charlie Morton has looked very good so far this year. 1-0, 11 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, has allowed 0 home runs, 4 walks, 14 Ks, 57 Fahrenheit. It is clear. 3 miles, wind out to right field. Rays rating 226, 632 OPS versus righties, but their pitching's been spectacular. White Sox rating 254, 745 OPS versus righties. Tampa will try to win their 4th consecutive series to start the season. The Rays have never won 3 consecutive series to start a season before. Tampa will also try to improve to 9-3. Very impressive. Their starting pitchers have put up zeros in 36 of the past 37 innings. In 9 of 11 games, Tampa Bay's allowed 2 runs or fewer. Wow. So Santana was signed on February 22nd. So he has not had much of a warm-up this year. That's why he came in late. Lamont Williams, my man, shout out to Lamont, says, I think Miami wins today. Gabe Pasquis says, Rays run line again for me. Base Kniff says, Rays or nothing. Yeah, I feel the Rays are the play here. Allison says, pitching edge. CT Bay says, Rays. Crazy to think Morton is still underrated. I agree, but Carlos Perot liking the over in Tampa Bay White Sox, over 8.5. So Santana, 7-7 in 17 career starts against the Rays with a 5.31 ERA, but he hasn't faced them since August 5th, 2016. He was limited last year with finger surgery. He only had 5 starts last year for the Twins. Morton made 2 starts against the White Sox in his career, won them both. Most recently, it was July 7th of last year while with the Astros, but he gave up 5 runs and 5 hits. Shout out to Brian Watson in the house. Oh, I love it, man. Killarney, shout out. Shout out. Love that. Rays money line is the Vancouver, BC top-rated play of the day from born in 1994. Wow. Unbelievable says took Rays first 5 in full game. That all makes sense to me. Okay, well, let's see if they've set up their rosters yet. Just expected. But White Sox lineup is confirmed. We got Lurie Garcia in center field. Moncada, third base. Abreu at DH. Alonso in the cleanup spot. Anderson, Castillo, Eloy Jimenez, and Daniel Palka in right field. and Sanchez at second base. Shout out to Sean Glass in the house. Welcome. Jorge Don't Play says Tampa Bay is for real. You heard it here, man. Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it all year. They're playing good baseball. Let's see what we get on the Rays. Oh, wow. Big line move at BetOnline. Huge. Wow. A 37-cent line move at BetOnline. Opening at minus 134, now minus 171. So you'd need to take them first 5 minus a half. Then you would need to take them. So let's just go to spreads right now. See what we get. First 5 minus a half with Tampa Bay. Minus 110 at bookmaker. Yeah, Tampa Bay's just rolling right now. Steve Priest said somebody on here yesterday said the A's were the easiest pick of the day. I don't know if I use the word easy because I'm getting killed, but it was the play I liked the most. I'm falling apart, Steve Priest. Falling apart. Underdog says Detroit seems like a good spot. Drew Daddy says, gave my bookie $350 this week. Need to make it back. We can make it back right here. Allison says, fading teams on first back-to-back of a road trip. Made money fading the Dodgers and Athletics. Well, the first back-to-back of a road trip would be right here, right, Allison? And you like the Rays. Because weren't the Rays at home right before this? Or were they in Houston? Now I'm confused. Torino says White Sox offense isn't consistent. I don't trust them against Tampa. What the hell is Irvin Santana going to give you? This Rays team is rolling. Luke Mumi says, what about the over 8.5? Well, I guess I would prefer it to the under. Although Eastside Roller says early in the season to me, yes, but baseball can get away from you. Well, I have to say that I like this. I like this a lot. Sorry, I got the Roto World injuries up here. The Donald Brashear play today is Rays money line. I hope you got on that early. Matt Randall said I loved the A's yesterday. I'm not sure Lamont Williams. I don't want to just go back just because of the loss. But wait, let's just focus on this spot right here. So I think the move is with you guys. I think we double up right here. C. Priest says, Seattle Mariners cheap price to keep rolling. How good is Junis? Junis is good at home. We're going to get to that game shortly. I think I should jump on this spot right now. I'm going to double up on the Rays. I'm going to take the Rays minus a half, first 5. Are they going to be tired? You know what? That's when you have a short day like the Rays did yesterday. They always say it catches up to you on the second day. It catches up to you on the second day. Maybe this is not the right spot to double up. But I guess, Ron Crawford says Juno is good, Casey. You guys liking Casey? You know, PG 00187 says Santana gets shelled. IMAX says already on the Rays run line and under. I like the first 5 minus half, but can't triple up. Can't lose units like this. I get that, Axeman. Okay. Dave LA says, Jimmy, do you have second half lines? Raise second half lines. I don't have them up right now. I'd have to get them from, it's Heritage has those, right? Yeah, it's a risky spot now that I think of it with that second game of the road trip. What would I get on the full? Tom Marino says Rays are a young team with momentum. I don't see them being tired here. That is an interesting point. Richard Sutton says trust Morton, but don't double up, Jimmy. Be conservative. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to sit here humming and hawing. So I'm going to need more time to figure out what I want to do with this Rays spot. And maybe I'll wait till Drew's on. Okay, let's keep rolling. I'm not keeping a brisk enough pace. Now we have Marlins Reds. 70 Fahrenheit, clear, 9 miles per hour, out to right is the wind. Uranus looked terrible this season. 0-2, 8 2/3, 16 hits, 10 runs, 1 home run allowed, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Castillo's looked every bit like the pitcher we imagined him to be coming up. And remember, he was originally a Marlins pick. He was traded a couple times, and he ended up with the Reds. Marlins are hitting just 211, 627 OPS versus righties. Reds are hitting 169, 536 OPS versus righties, but maybe they start rolling. They've lost 8 straight. Cole Coleon says, what sport is this Vancouver game? Oh, don't. Cole Coleon, he's just fooling around. Vancouver Canadians is our single-A baseball club. And so don't worry. And I don't know if you can bet on single A, but that's what he's talking about, betting single A money line there. I love that idea. I'm sure there'll be a limit. Okay, but let's stay focused. Steve Cordero liking the Hornets. We got to get to NBA as well. Seattle's only win was 5-3 over the Pirates on opening day. They're coming off that emotional spot where, Dietrich was hit by Archer. And this is the Marlins the Reds, excuse me. Puig, Amir Garrett Barrow. Sorry, I think of Dietrich as a Marlin in my head. Castillo has been outstanding. 2 starts, 12 and 2/3. Has allowed just 3 hits, 2 runs while striking out 17. Pitching has not been the problem. It's their offense is terrible. Last in batting average. Marlins coming out of winning 1 of 3 in Atlanta. They lost 5 of 6. Marlins have 11 home runs in 10 starts. Uranus looks terrible. Oh, look at that, Kobe. 17K on a plus 1,000 UVA future. Wow. I was happy about getting $850 on my $150 bet. Nice job, Kobe. That's a big boy cash. Tormarino says Uranus is capable of big starts, high variance pitcher. I think the value's with Miami at plus 170. So let's see. Wow, that's wild. I mean, how could? I think you're all right, but I want to take the Reds here, and I can't at this line. Minus 185. Are you kidding me? Or is that first 5? Sorry, that's first 5. Let's see what the full game is. Wow. 17K would help my derby. But I'm still happy with I guess I'm getting about 16 something. But whatever. Oh, okay. All said and done, I am not going to take this Reds as this big of a favorite. Although I'd like to. I'd really like to. I would really, really like to. And I'm not sure if I'm doing. Matt Randall says, Taint play today. San Diego, San Francisco over 7.5, 21 mile per hour winds. Remember, Matt, though, that's swirling weird winds, not like regular, but they are still there. So second time these offenses have seen these pitches here, both bullpens are taxed. That's a great call about them being taxed. So, all right. Okay, so we broke down those first 4 games in a nice fashion. So I'm just copying and pasting the Taint play today. I've got decisions I need to make. What we need to do now, though, the Wally Chiefs. Okay, I gotta stay focused. Okay. Shout out Golf Coleon. We're a team. We work together. Okay, I want to make a move on the Reds, but I can't take a minus 1.5. Gee, I think Urena is capable of getting a better start here. But Luis Castillo should be able to roll through this lineup. God, I guess I'm going to need more time here. Okay, now let's just briefly discuss the rest of the baseball games on the card and move on to NBA, okay? So we're going to briefly discuss the odds here. So we'll start with the odds. We'll briefly discuss it. Fire out the plays you have because we just don't have enough time to break these games in as in-depth as I'd like to. Okay, Athletics, Orioles. So I'm going to go to money lines and totals. I do not just want to jump back on the Athletics train. Oakland, Baltimore. Oakland opened up at minus 144. It's now minus 175. And I just imagine everybody who lost money on the A's is like, well, I'll just go back to the well and the A's will pay me back. The total opens at 10. It's now 9.5. Athletics are 0-4 on the road. 0-6 if you count Japan. Orioles 5-5, 1-3 at home. 73 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, and the wind's coming in. Brett Anderson is a guy I'm going to start fading fast. But I don't know if I'll do it yet. He's probably not dealing with the arm fatigue that he deals with. 2-0, 11 in the third, 11 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run allowed, 6 walks, 7 Ks. And then we have John Means. John Means has gone 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run, 2 walks, 9 Ks. Orioles are hitting 268, 756 OPS versus lefties. The A's are hitting 247, 775 OPS versus lefties. Steve Priest says favorites with short lines is how I win every year in MLB. You got Moss says I'm all over the A's and the over, but you got Moss, the wind is blowing in. I don't know how much power we're going to get from lefties, from these two lefty pitchers. Dave says I was on the Orioles yesterday, might do it again today. A's haven't won a road game. You got Moss says actually just A's minus 1.5. I think that's a better idea. You got Moss. Not saying that wouldn't hit, just that would make me uncomfortable. Torino says Castillo's great stuff, but has control issues. I wouldn't lay minus 185 with him against anybody. I agree. Shout out to Nolan Knows. Now we got Miami boy ready to rock. Has Seattle over KC. Seattle are on fire. I think that might be a nice spot. Silvar Malco says don't overthink this. A's bounce back. Brooke Jordan says Baltimore's hot right now. They are 5-5. Who would have thunk that? Okay, that's about as long as we can have time to spend on each game at this point. We're going to hammer them all again on the late show. Let's move on to Nationals, Phillies. We have 70 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, and the wind 11 miles per hour out to right. Strasburg versus Nola. Nats are hitting 242, 753 OPS versus righties. Phillies are hitting 252, 846 OPS versus righties. Kobe Valentine on Milwaukee already. That is a play I will make. Matt Randall, KC batting 16 for 43, 372 batting average with 512 slugging percentage versus Gonzalez. Yes, I can't wait to talk about that game. Okay, I.A. Maxman says I'm uncomfortable with this A's game. I agree. Nationals, Phillies. Let's just take a look at what the line we're dealing with here. It was a 7.5, and it's moved up to 8, and that move makes sense to me with the wind and with the way Nola's looked so far this year. But this could be a get-right start for Nola. Phillies taking money. BetOnline opened them up at minus 128. It's been an 11-cent move towards the Phillies now at minus 139. Kobe Valentine says, I think Washington will be winning 5-2 by the time the pen comes in. Ramos, sorry, says Jimmy, and we're going to have Parlay Poppy on our show tomorrow morning to go over the playoffs. And I'm seeing people on the Blues to beat the Jets. Do you see it as well? I find it extremely interesting, and you have every right to question how the Jets are playing. The Blues are a dangerous team, but we don't have time to get into that right now. Dat Fire says, going to keep riding the Phillies. Dave L.A. says, I'm tailing Kobe with the Nationals. Pray their bullpen holds up. Tom Ricci's, 2 futures. Dallas to win the series, plus 160, and Vegas minus 110. Interesting. Von Polo says, I live in downtown Baltimore. The weather is perfect, no wind. Man, I love Baltimore, Von Polo. God, I love that restaurant, Salt. God, I love it. I love great city. Dad Fence says, Strasburg's the worst Jekyll and Hyde pitcher in baseball. Every other first game sucks, second game Cy Young, third game taking Phils and Nola. Tomori says Nola much better at home. He's off a horrible start. I think he comes strong here. I agree, but then I don't want to be going up against Kobe and Dave L.A. Richard Lee says, can't trust Nats bullpen over 8. God, I still haven't made a move yet. Well, I need more time with this Nats Philly spot. I just need more time. Rashad Sutton says, you have that much faith in Strasburg and that little in Nola? Okay, I'm not making a move at that point. Let's move on to Twins Mets. Gibson versus DeGrom. Both teams have very similar averages against righties. The 256, 745 OPS for the Twins. Mets are hitting 263, 767 OPS versus righties. And if you guys want to know exactly, because I have all the bullpen stuff up right now, exactly how horrifying this Washington bullpen's been. They have a 10.17 ERA right now, and opponents are hitting 351. 351 off of them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, let's stay focused. Brooke Jordan says Nola should figure it out today. You Got Moss says Nola is my favorite pitcher to bet on. Kobe Valentine says yes, Rashad, yes. And those are his first round NHL predictions. Tampa Bay in 5, Toronto in 6. Really, I thought you had Toronto in 7 in this series. Did you switch that up, Kobe? And Carolina, Washington, Carolina in 6. Wow. And New York Islanders in 7. Oh God, I hope you're off, Kobe. Scares me. I want the Penguins to play the Lightning and beat them in the Eastern Conference. That's what I want. It's not necessarily what I'm saying. Okay, let's stay focused. Twins Mets. Gibson versus DeGrom. Gibson did not look good and has not looked good this year. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 home run allowed, 2 walks, 2 Ks. And DeGrom's look spectacular. The total's at 6.5. The Twins have a very good offense. Shout out to Troy V in the house. Love him. Yeah, he said I switched up. Okay, you know I'm watching you guys like hawks. I love your insights. So, okay, DeGrom, 13 innings, 8 hits allowed, 0 earned runs, 0 home runs, 2 walks, 24 Ks. The Mets opened at minus 225. Now they're minus 240. See what the team totals would be here. Gonna grab the team totals. This Mets spot. This is a first 5 team total. Over the under 1.5 for the Twins. Twins have a very professional hitting lineup. CT Bay says DeGrom 30 straight quality starts. Sean Glass says 3-1 Mets. Ganja Gamer says Pitt taking for Cup winner plus 17 right now. I got him at plus 2,000, so I think you're getting a ton of value at plus 1,700. I like it, Ganja Gamers. I like it. Okay, sorry. Let's stay focused here. Twins Mets. I think Gibson gets touched. Let's see what the expected lineups are going to be for these two teams. I feel like the Mets' first 5 is just you want to jump on. The Twins are going to have Kepler, Polanco, Rosario, Cron, Gonzalez, Scope, Castro, Buxton, Gibson. Mets are going to have Nemo, Alonso, Cano, Conforto, Ramos, McNeil, Rosario, Broxton. God. Let's see. What would the Mets be at a -0.5? Sports Caller said, Jimmy, no runs in the first inning. I want Gibson to get touched. That would be the whole idea, would be, getting him touched. Interesting stuff. Kobe Valentine explaining his spot there. That's a very big game. New York Mets. Let's go to run lines. First 5. New York Mets. Well, -0.5 is -150. I don't know. Dave LA says agree. Mets first 5 is a play, but Dave LA, do you have to take a -1? So I think that's going to be the spot. CT Bays is a great point. Twins lineup 8 total career at bats versus Jake. They have no shot. Shout out to Pink Eyed Genie. Says any first 5 unders on the Detroit Indians series. No, I don't have it, Pink Eyed Genie, because the wind's blowing so hard out to left field that Dave LA, I believe, is on the over. I'm just trying to remember offhand. So I think I'm going to take the Mets first 5 -1. But I'm going to have to look up what that line is. And I don't have that right now, so I'm going to look that up. Troy V says, I keep hearing that Twins lineup is good. Are they really? They just have a professional hitting lineup. They have a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things. Yeah, and they got power. Surprising power. I like it. Rosario, Cron. I don't think Cron's that good, but Scope, too, for power. And Buxton can do so many different things. They got 5 tool players in this lineup. Jason Castro is not a very good catcher. Okay, hitting catcher. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to make that move, but I'm going to have to make that move when Drew joins us. So let's keep rolling. We got Dodgers, Cardinals, Stripling versus Dakota Hudson. Dakota Hudson did not look good in his first start. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 home runs allowed. They were all solo shots. 3 walks, 6 Ks. Stripling does look good, and he's a guy who deals with arm fatigue, and he's fresh right now. Stripling, 11 2/3, 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs allowed, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Dodgers are hitting 307, 998 OPS versus righties. Cardinals are hitting 238, 768 OPS versus righties. Let's see what the Yeah, Dave Elliott, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the -1. I'm going to find that line. So let's talk about this spot. Dodgers, Cardinals. Let's see what the line is right now. Oh, sorry. Let's go to money lines and totals. Full game. Sorry, moving quick, making moves. Sean Glass says LA all day. I think I agree here, but a little bit of money is coming in on the Cardinals. This total is at 8.5. What was the weather like? 73 clear, 3 miles per hour in. I think that's true, Kobe, and we do like their bullpen, but their bullpen has not gotten off to a good start. Let's just see what their bullpen's done so far. They're ranked 23rd in the league, 5.93 ERA, and the opponents are hitting 282 off of them. Don Regis says, I never play these Mets first 5 bets. They always come on late. Interesting. Maybe it is a time for a double up spot. What would we get on the full game -1.5? Gate Pass Key, no, maybe a little bit, but Gate Pass Key, we're going to focus on the NHL tomorrow morning. But if you'd like that, we could do that for sure. Mets here. I'm going to just check what their full game is on this run line. God, we got a lot of NBA to talk about. Dave LA says Hudson is a good pitcher at home. I lean first 5 under in Dodgers versus St. Louis. Mets -1.5 is just -101 or minus. Yeah, I think that's a good look. I think that's a good look, Kobe. Thank you. Well, I'm going to jump in on that full game -1.5 with the Mets here. I'm going to jump in right there. I'm getting plus 100 at 5 dimes. So I'm going to grab that plus 100 at 5 dimes. I'm going to grab that now. And then I'm going to find the first 5 -1. I think the Dodgers are the play here. But do I take them -1.5 or just take them to win? What's the money line on the Dodgers? Dodgers are just smashing. -123 right now at 5 dimes. I'm going to take... I'm leaning towards the Dodgers right now, but I'm going to take a little bit of time on it. -23, and that's at 5 dimes. Okay, Yankees, Astros, Loaiziga against Garrett Cole. Yankees are smashing righties even with this depleted lineup. Garrett Cole has looked not very good, but for Garrett Cole, 4 earned runs in 12 innings, 9 hits, 1 home run allowed, 3 walks, 19 Ks in 12 innings. How's that not that good? A lot of money's come in on the Astros since the opening line. At BetOnline, there's been a 25-cent move towards the Astros, now minus 192. But I don't know if I trust Loaiziga. I think he can get touched. Steve Priest, I've been doing that for the last 2 years about the Panthers, and it's not been coming in. I like the Astros here. Quite a bit, but I'm going to need a little bit more time. Now let's talk Mariners-Royals. God, we have too many games to get through. We haven't even got to basketball yet. Mariners-Royals, Jacob Junis versus Marco Gonzalez. Gonzalez does not look good in the early part of the year. Mariners are smashing righties, and the Royals can't hit lefties, even though the Royals have good numbers against Marco Gonzalez. Go to money lines and totals. I'm hesitant to go right back to a over. Let's see what we're getting. And the weather is just sideways across the diamond, 9 miles per hour. Udon pouring a rat in a factory like in the Yanks, plus 1.5. Interesting look. And Matt Randall's already on KC. So Seattle, KC, the opened at 9.5. It's now down to 9. And money coming in on the Royals. The Mariners opened at minus 123. Now they're at minus 109. I have a lean towards the Royals' first 5. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make a move. David LA says Astros first 5 run line or first 5 team total over. Yeah, I think those are great looks. And that would be the first 5 run line and first 5 team total over. I agree with that. Torino talking about Quenville being signed in Florida. That's a great look. Okay, let's keep rolling. Rockies, Braves. I want to back Herman Marquez in this spot. Rockies are only hitting 207, 639 OPS versus lefties. Max Fried started out 1-0, 7 2/3. Has only allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, 5 Ks. But I feel like the Rockies can take care of business here. And money coming in on Atlanta. Opening at minus 132, now minus 120. There's a 10-cent move towards Atlanta. 10-cent move. And Dave LA is on the Royals' first 5 money line. Be well, Kobe. See you on the late show. And congratulations again on that 17K. Yes, we got to get to NBA. Aloha Eastside Roller says Atlanta, baby. I'm leaning towards the Rockies. Again, okay, so we got to get to NBA. We got to talk about NBA quickly. So we have Rangers, Diamondbacks, Minor versus Greinke. A little bit of money coming in, a 5-cent move. And max play, Dave LA says Rockies money line. I want to jump on the Rockies money line. I think that's a great look. I want to back Marquez here. Michael O'Hara says they're playing so poorly, though. I just think Marquez is a beast. Wow, Tomor says I don't trust Marquez at home against a strong lineup. Interesting. Viper MB says Greinke's given up a first-inning run dating back to last year. When is Greinke going to step up? Is this a spot? The total in this Texas-Arizona game used to be juiced to the under. It's now juiced to the over. And Mike Minor looked really good in his last start. Joey Lucchese's looked awesome. And the Giants can't hit lefties. And I talked about Holland. I talked about not believing in Holland. Also, that over is very interesting. It's opened at 7.5. It's now down to a 7 at Pinnacle 5 dimes, but they're taxed bullpen, so maybe a second half over. And I told you about Holland. He was given the job this year. He was almost out of baseball. That's why he looked so good last year. Don Ricci says Marquez will pitch another gem, also leaning under. You got Moss, a huge Rockies fan. I think Marquez top 3 pitcher NL, no doubt. I love hearing that, you got Moss. I'm going to jump on the Rockies. I also want to jump on the Padres, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump on Rockies, Padres, and Brewers. I'm going to jump on Rockies, Padres, and Brewers. Now, just because we got so much to talk about, I'm going to grab these lines while Drew is talking. Drew's joining us shortly, okay? So I'm going to grab these lines, but I am going to be on the Brewers, Padres, and Rockies. I'm coming close to taking Royals first 5. Coming close. And then Astros, I like the 2 spots that Dave talked about, the first 5 run line, first 5 team total over. I'm going to take double up on the Mets. So I'm going to lock these plays in while Drew is talking. Okay, great. That was great work. That was great work. Oh, wow. Michael Hall says we also supposed to get windy this evening. It's supposed to thunderstorm and snow tomorrow in Denver. Ron Crawford says Colorado's a play. Big Ragoo says Brew Crew is a play. Steve Priest says, Jimmy, what happened to 2 plays a day in MLB? I know. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to handle things. Okay, let's talk about NBA before I buckle under the... And Brew Crew for you, Steve Priest. Maybe I tried to... Okay, I've got a lot of figuring out to do. Dave LA says Brewers first 5, Brewers money line and under 8.5. Wow, I think Peralta has a nice start here. And the Angels, I think the Brewers can touch Harvey. Very interesting. Okay, let's start talking NBA and let's go fast because we have Drew Martin joining us in no time. And Matt Randall's taking play today. San Francisco, San Diego over 7.5. Okay. But I like that Steve Priest knife. Thank you. And it's very important for guys like Jim Rummy and Steve Priest and these guys to keep us accountable, keep us on the straight and narrow. Okay, so let's go to NBA, and we got to talk quickly. Now, we don't need to make a ton of plays here. It's a very tricky NBA card. We need to figure out who's resting and who's not. Ski Profit will be joining us on the Late Show. All right, let's get into business. Hornets, Cavaliers. I'm going to talk fast, and we'll see if we can make some moves here. Sorry, I need spreads and totals here. Okay. Now, I'm going to be talking fast. I'm going to try to keep an eye on what you guys are saying. I feel you, Steve Priest, but I do very much thank you for keeping me accountable at all times. Okay. Mally Mouse says, I say bet the house Tampa win series. Okay. Let's get to work. Ralph Wando liking Houston -2 in the over 229. Joe Anisi loving the Knicks. So am I. Okay. Let's get to work because there are some angles I might want to jump on early. Okay. Hornets at Cavaliers. Charlotte moved into a tie for 9th by beating the Pistons 104-91 in Detroit on Sunday. It showed a lot of heart. If they beat Cleveland and then beat Orlando on Wednesday, combined with at least one Pistons loss, Charlotte owns the tiebreaker against the Pistons. Charlotte gets in the playoffs. Wild. Very, very, very wild stuff. Okay, Kemba Walker continues to lead the way. 31 points, 7 assists, 8 boards. Marvin Williams doubtful with the foot injury. He's missed the last 3 games. He's not likely to be back in the line, but Kaminsky's rolling. Zeller will not play. Gilchrist will not play. Cleveland's on a 9-game losing streak. Kevin Love being rested. Tristan Thompson out. Stauskas out. Dellavedova out. It's Sexton, Osman, and Zizic. Ralph Warner liking Charlotte -8. You know, they're just not a team I can trust with 8 points. Even when they need to win, they're just not a team I can trust with 8 points. I just can't do it. And I just can't. I just can't. Steve Priest says Charlotte is over the crappy Cavs. I know that they're done. And maybe I change that after we talk to Ski, but I just can't do it. And no, Mally Mal, they still need a couple different things. I can't go over all of it right now. We just don't have time. Let's talk Grizzlies, Pistons. Pistons have lost 4 straight, barely holding on to that 8th final spot. Coming off a disappointing 104-91 loss to the Hornets at home. Detroit, 1 game ahead of the Hornets and the Heat. If all the Pistons have to do is win on Tuesday at home against the Grizzlies here, and then on Wednesday in New York, and they're in. Now, Griffin does not look 100%. Dealing with a leg injury, and he's questionable, being listed as a sore left knee questionable. He went 5 for 8 for 16 points. Grizzlies coming off their 3rd loss in 4 games at home to Dallas on Sunday night. But Justin Holiday put up 30. They set a franchise record for threes. No Conley, no Noah, no Bradley, all being ruled out. So it's going to be a ton of DeLon White, right? Ton of Tyler Dorsey, ton of Justin Holiday, ton of Ivan Rabb, no Valanciunas, no Jaren Jackson, no Kyle Anderson. And my man Eddie says never trust the Hornets with 8 points. I agree. Pedro Barrosa says wait for in play. And Ski Profit says especially on the road, agree. Okay, beautiful. God, love having Ski here. So let's just check out what we get for Detroit, Memphis. Detroit -10.5. You know, Memphis has nothing to lose. Why wouldn't Memphis cover double digits here? With a beat up, I guess you need too much out of Ivan Rabb. You need too much out of Ivan Rabb. Jim Rome's a douche laughing at Blake Griffin. You guys know what I think about Blake Griffin. Maxwell Smart, you are a wonderful, wonderful guy. And I'm going to finish my NCAA numbers this afternoon. They're almost done, and we'll see where they end. But that's very, very helpful. It's going to be refreshing to receive money this weekend or on Friday. So thank you, Maxwell Smart. And you were just, it was just wonderful working with you. I think the Grizzlies can cover this. I really do. Now, I'm not going to make the move here, but I think they can cover. Okay, let's move on. Celtics, Wizards. Celtics learned before Sunday's tip that their playoff seeding was set. They have no reason to do anything here. Also, Tatum got hurt, and Marcus Smart got hurt in that last game. So Steven said the point of tonight was to try to get a true kind of game for some of our starters and our top 7 or 8 guys, but those guys will play a lot less on Tuesday, if at all. So we have to see who plays here. The Wizards may turn out to be the play. They're minus 4.5 right now. Griffin has no soul. So we need to find that out. So we got to wait. Definitely wait there. Pedro Barbosa says, yes, I can confirm all of that. I can confirm Conley, Bradley, Valanciunas, and Noah out. Do I have Noah out? Sorry, let me just make sure I have Noah out. Yes, I can confirm all those guys, Pedro. Okay. Raul Portwando on the over 224. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of defense. I think Washington is the play here. But I still want to get a little bit more information. And Eddie's right. Beal won't play in the 4th. And Steve Priest is right. Wizards couldn't even beat the Knicks on Saturday. So, but we'll see. Okay. Sixers Heat. Philadelphia is locked up to number 3 seed. The Heat have to be the play here. Right? It's Wade's last home game. We already know that Embiid and Redick have been ruled out. The Heat have to be the play. And getting -5, you're just not going to get that later in the day. I'm taking the Heat -5 right now. That's just not going to be available. Heat -5. I'm getting -105. And get that now. Like, by the time I bet this in like 30 minutes, that's not going to be available. Heat -5 and -105. Okay, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm taking them. Knicks, Bulls. I was looking at these lineups. So you have the Bulls lineup. I mean, what a mess. So with the Knicks, they're starting Hazonia, Dotson, Knox, Cornette, Robinson, with Ellenson, Smith Jr., Jenkins coming off the bench. But that's a much better lineup than what the Bulls are putting out. They got Jakar Sampson, running things. They're starting Lopez, Lemon Jr., Harrison, Selden, Alkins. I think the Knicks are the play here. But again, I do want to spend a little bit more time. Before I make a move. So I'm not going to make a move on that spot. But let's see what we get on the Knicks right now. Yeah, Chicago's a -1.5 point favorite. I'm not making a move at this point, but I'm certainly leaning towards the Knicks, and we'll break down these games more. Then we have Raptors, Timberwolves. The Raptors are playing well, but have nothing to play for. -7 on the road. I mean, at some point, we're going to start resting players, and this has got to be a spot where we do because, oh no, this is our final game of the year. Maybe we don't. Ryan Sanders, he sounds like a young boy coaching this team. I expect not to give up 38 points in the first quarter. I'm not happy about that. Ski Prophet says Knicks or under. I just can't trust anybody playing defense. Carlos Baroche says the over 216. That's what Michael Irvelino liking Heat first half. Maybe this is a double up spot for the Heat. Maybe that's a double up spot. I'm going to have to look at that in a second. First half. I think you're right. I think this is a double up spot. Alex Ramirez says Heat, the play of the day. Steve Cordero says Wolves all day, fade the Raptors. Why would the Raptors try to do anything? I don't see why the Raptors would try to do anything. I think the Wolves have to be the play +7. They have to. They just have to be the play. The Raptors just have no reason to do anything here. So I'm gonna grab the Wolves +7 at -102 at Pinnacle. That's just not going to be available. Let's see what you guys are saying. That just makes so much sense to me. Yeah, BitX ends on it as well. Okay, I'm grabbing the Wolves right now +7 at -102. That's just like staring me in the face is a must play. I'm going to double up on the Heat as well. Then we have Warriors, Pelicans. We got to see who the Warriors are going to play. Then we have Suns, Mavs, and it's just going to be like a tribute to Dirk Nowitzki's last game. Doncic is probably going to play, so they're probably going to roll because we know there's no Booker. What would you get if it was Dallas? Oh, -8. Not touching that. Then we have Nuggets, Jazz. Jazz coming off that ugly 113-109 loss at the Lakers. And they're 2 games behind 4th place Trailblazers in the West. They've also beaten the Nuggets 8 straight times at home. The Nuggets are coming off resting Jokic and Millsap. The Nuggets, to me, I mean, Utah's not going to have Favors, not going to have Korver, not going to have Ricky Rubio. Denver's got to be the play in this spot. William Cathcart says Knicks, Jimmy. Thank you, William Cathcart. I think I'm going to do that. Carlos Pro says they're playing hard for Dirk. Yeah, but still 8. I don't know if I want to back 8. And Rashad Sutton says, why does everyone think it's Dirk's last game? I know, I hear you. Dirk might come back, but they're still acting like it is. Ski Profit leaning Jazz. We'll talk about that more. Then we have Rockets Thunder. Both teams need to win this game, sort of, because the Rockets have a chance of catching the 2 seed now. Then we have Blazers Lakers. Okay, so let me just lock in what Rubio being announced for Rashad Sutton. Let me lock in what I'm doing here. So I am taking the +7 for the Wolves, and I'm going to double up on the Heat. I'm going to take them at that full game first 5. I want them first half too. And then we're going to bring in my man, Drew Martin. Ski Profit says Favors is listed as probable. Pedro Barroso says, I think we need to break this game better, Jimmy. We do, Pedro, but we're going to do that with Ski Profit on the Late Show. We just don't have time. And baseball took a lot of time, and I didn't get through it fast enough, and I apologize. But I am going to take the Heat first half. At -2.5 at Pinnacle. Is there better than that? Got to get in all those 2.5s. It's going to be 3 in the second. -2.5 and -113 is the best I can get at Pinnacle. So I'm going to take first half, -2.5, -113 at Pinnacle. And -5, -105 full game. So those are my 3 plays in the NBA. And we'll break down more with Ski Profit on the Late Show. And without further ado, let's bring in our man, Drew Martin, Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing this morning, Drew?
It was a big night as far as the national championship goes. Got a couple plus price winners, man. It was fun, man. I hit the overtime prop, a couple other things. So that was a fun way to end college basketball. But getting after it, MLB, man. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Beautiful night. Hitting $850 future plus 550 on Virginia. Never hedged it either, so I didn't cost myself any money there. And then a couple cashes in some bracket pools. For first year in a while that I've actually cashed on bracket pool. And so I'm great. I'm feeling pumped. I hit the bottle, but woke up early with my fist pumping, Drew. But, Drew, I need your help here. I need to talk baseball. I need to lock in a couple plays while you're talking. So I am going to be listening to you, but I need to work as well. But feel free to pass it back to me at any time. But I do have to line shop while we're working. What are you looking at on this baseball card today, Drew?
Yeah, let me start off with a little overview of the MLB kind of betting landscape, and also follow up on what you were saying about the brackets, man. Winning bracket pools is great because you get cash, not necessarily paying taxes on that cash. It's pretty fun and just normal, like hand-to-hand cash. So that's usually a good thing. As far as MLB, some things I've noticed so far this season that I like to keep track of and just kind of make notes of and make sure I'm not trying to buck some of these trends, because sometimes when these start going, they keep going and they go under the radar. So I'll read off a couple here. Unders, teams trending towards the unders. Watch out for this in the AL East, especially. I found this pretty surprising. We got Tampa Bay 1-9 towards the under. Toronto 2-9 towards the under. Also, LA Angels out west. I've kind of thought of them as an under team, especially in that ballpark at night. They're 1-10 towards the under. Some over teams. We got the Cubs at 8-2, Mets 7-2, Dodgers 8-3. Some surprises there, but really more the surprises on the unders. How these are keep hitting. I mean, the Angels at 1-10 towards the under. Also, some plus and minus teams to start off this season. Keep in mind, we're only 12 games in, guys, and the Seattle Mariners are up just about 10 units. So if you've been betting Seattle, congratulations to you. The Mariners up almost 10 units to date. So something to keep here. Does this continue? I don't see any trends to think that the Mariners won't continue at least some profitability going forward. Detroit also, I found this surprising. The Tigers up 6.5 units year to date, and some teams that have been burning some money, man. In the AL East again, Toronto down 8 units already. Boston down 9 units if you've been betting Boston, and Cincinnati down 8 units as well. So some AL East unders and losing money as far as across the board. If you've been betting AL East out of division, it just hasn't been looking good so far, but especially Boston and Toronto combined for down 17 units so far. Boston and Toronto, surprisingly enough, play today in Boston's home opener in Fenway. It's actually on ESPN at 2 o'clock, and we can talk about it, Jimmy. But yeah, those were just some interesting trends that I found that I like to keep kind of in the back of my head, especially in April betting, because sometimes these can go under the radar, and you can make some money going forward, man.
Oh, those are important notes, and I don't know why I'm not hammering these Jays team total unders every single day, and that's probably where we should start, because I do not want to do it here with the way Sale's pitching, and this Jays team is used to Sale, and Sale doesn't have our number. He only had about a 3.35 ERA or something against us last year. Now, in his first start, he throws 92, then he throws 89, and nothing close to his 97. But great points, Drew. Great way to start off the show, and congratulations on hitting that overtime prop. Getting a lot of love from the chat. So I just jumped on 3 plays, and I'm adding, but I'm taking the Brewers minus 124, and that's at 5 times. Padres minus 118 at Heritage, and the Rockies minus 121 at Heritage. I'm not going to make a move on Junis and the Royals first 5 at this point, but I'm going to take some more time on it. And then I'm moving towards the Astros, figuring out what I'm going to do there. Drew, what do you think about this Red Sox home opener?
Yeah, actually, you bring up a good point with Sale, especially his velocity. I found that alarming. But in his last game out, he only gave up 1 run in 3 hits, and that was against the A's, I believe. And the A's, I respect, as a pretty good lineup. So I found him to bounce back, and if you can buy low on Chris Sale, I find that as a pretty good buy. He only lost 1-0, so I don't put too much into his record not being good. More, I watch that velocity and think that he's going to catch it back at some point. Boston, last team to get their home opener, something to keep in mind. Also, they're in Toronto. It's only 37 degrees with light wind. Cold weather, I always think that favors the under, and that's how I'm going to go after this one, Jimmy. I like this under, especially in the first 5. Chris Sale to bounce back. Also, Toronto bullpen 0-3, Boston's bullpen 3-1. Both bullpens haven't exactly been lights out, so I would favor towards the first 5 here and go under 4.5, which you can still get at Bet Online. There is a 4.5 out there, and also Shoemaker so far has been pretty decent. He hasn't let up a run yet. That was against Boston and Detroit. Or against Baltimore and Detroit. So Boston's lineup is a little bit better, but he has been good out of the gate. So I'm going to take first 5 with a buy low opportunity on Chris Sale, and Shoemaker's been good. Cold weather. And in this early day game, I'm going first 5 innings under 4.5 runs.
First 5 under 4.5. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, but I just feel a little uncomfortable, even though it's cold. I think Shoemaker is certainly not as good as he's looked. It's going to be a packed house. Sale went down 3 miles an hour in his last start from his first start, which is 8 miles an hour less. His last start, the 89 miles an hour, is 8 miles an hour less than what he was throwing last year. I get the move. I understand it, but I'm just a little uncomfortable, a little nervous with it. But it makes sense. The play makes sense. What else are you looking at on this card?
Tampa Bay, Chicago White Sox. This game isn't as cold. It's just mid-50s, light wind, but mostly interested in Charlie Morton, man. He's 35 years old, and we're talking about velocity and how important it is. And this guy's gaining velocity in his mid-30s. I love it. I mean, there's probably going to be a 30 for 30 episode in a few years about what steroids he's taking, how he's doing this. But either way, I don't care. More power to him. I'd try to make money off of him, and whatever he's doing, have at it. But I just think it's a great thing to be betting on Charlie Morton, finding different ways to do it, whether it be betting unders, team total on the opposition he's facing, or betting on him. It's just you got to lay such a big price when he's pitching now because the market's onto it. He's faced Houston and Colorado, has a FIP under 1, Jimmy. Home run fly ball rate of 0, not giving up the long ball at all. 14 Ks and 4 walks to this point. So it's not a secret so much anymore, but betting on Charlie Morton is something I'm liking to do. So it's just tough at this price point. I mean, laying minus 180, I kind of like it. Also the under here, I look towards. So that's something I'm looking at in another day game here. So looking at the Tampa Bay Chicago White Sox early.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say about the Tampa Bay game, but the Houston I just jumped on as well. Now my book's only giving -0.5 and -1.5. No first 5 -1s. Disappointing to see that, but I am jumping on the Astros to touch Loisiga. Oh, sorry, you're talking about Morton on the Rays. Sorry, I keep thinking he's an Astro. Sorry, I'm just trying to do two things at once. Of course, he's on the Rays. I did jump on that spot, but I haven't locked in those numbers yet. I'm doing it now. Sorry, I don't know why my arm is out like this. That makes a ton of sense to me, jumping on the Rays there. What's your expectation of Irvin Santana after having 5 starts last year, getting lit up all spring, having a late start, being signed by February 22nd? You think Tampa touches him?
It's interesting because Tampa Bay is such an under team. So with Irvin Santana having so many question marks and Tampa Bay's offense not really showing up so much, that's the question mark here. So that's why I'm kind of pumping the brakes. I mean, Charlie Morton is a bet on only pitcher for me right now, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring up. See what the chat box thought about it, because -180 is kind of a little pricey. You can get a -165 at 5 dimes. That's not as pricey. That's kind of the limit of where I try to not go higher than the mid 160s range. So I think that might be kind of a buy spot on Charlie Morton, looking at Tampa Bay to go up to Chicago and come out with a victory with the better pitcher. Question marks, with Santana. I don't really know what to think. So I would look towards -165 on the Rays.
Yeah, it's just like I just decided not to take it with the Mets -0.5 at that, and but the first 5 money line with the Rays is I can work with -0.5 because you're getting -125, and that's not horrific. So I'm gonna jump on that right now, and I'll go over all the plays that I've been adding and what books. But I'm gonna jump on the Rays first 5 -0.5. First 5 -0.5. I'm getting -125. Basically market there. And then full game on the run line as well. Do you just like them early, or you like them full game as well?
I like them full game. I mean, their bullpen's been decent. They're just an under team, so it's how much offense can they get. And with a much better pitcher, in my opinion, I like them full game -165. It gets tricky doing like you're saying, laying a half a run in the 5 innings. I wouldn't talk you off of that. It's just not something that I do a lot of. So I don't really have a lot of experience in doing the minus runs in the short innings. I guess it wouldn't hurt you too much, except if they're tied, then that would kind of suck, especially if they were able to pull it out in the later innings.
No, I hear that, but I'm doubling up on the Rays. First 5 -0.5 at -125. Full game -1.5 at +105. That's available at Heritage. So I'm not sure what to do with the Reds Marlins. I just can't take the Reds. I can't take Castillo at this big of a favorite, so I'm not going to do that. Just too big of a favorite at this point. I'm not going to take the Mets -1.5 first 5. And it's just too much juice to take a -0.5. So my only play with the Mets is full game -1.5 at +100. And even that makes me a little uncomfortable, but with DeGrom, I'm going to run with it. And Big Ragu makes a great point on the Dodgers. I'm already on them -123 money line, but they just smash righties to the tune of 307, 998 OPS. That's 230 OPS points higher than what the Cardinals do against righties. Let's just see what the team total is here, full game for this team. And what's the weather like? Let's take another look at the weather. 73 Fahrenheit, clear, very soft wind. Why wouldn't the Dodgers just keep rolling? Over 4.5 team total at -102. I'm jumping on that. Dodgers, and that's courtesy of our Big Ragu. That's over 4.5 at -102. That's available at Pinnacle. That's another spot I'm on. All right, Drew, I've got a bunch of plays in. I've locked them in now. What else are you looking at on this card?
Yeah, I got those 2 day games, and then 1 night game. So kind of degenerate special here with the day and then the late night get back game. But Milwaukee LA Angels, late night, 10 p.m. on the West Coast here. Got Freddie Peralta, the 22-year-old. He's been great out of the gate, Jimmy. 14 Ks, only 3 walks so far, fresh off of 8 innings. 11 Ks versus Cincinnati Reds. He's going against the LA Angels, which, Mike Trout, other than that, not a lot that scares me. And also on the other side, Matt Harvey, the Black Knight, he's one of these pitchers that I kind of think is living kind of in the past as far as his relevance goes. He's got he's let up 10 earned runs in 10 innings pitched. He's 9 ERA year to date, 5 walks, only 6 Ks so far. That's in 10 innings, not looking good. A FIP of over 7.8. So even the advanced analytics aren't liking him. Josh Hader did pitch, 2+ innings, almost 3 innings, just 2 games ago. So not sure if he'll be back in the Milwaukee bullpen. It's something I wanted to research more as far as full game betting goes in this late night game. But Milwaukee, especially first 5 innings, I like the Brewers to go on the West Coast and come out with a win, and like them even more in the first 5 because of this starting pitching matchup.
Yeah, adding that first 5 is interesting. Let's see what I would get on the first 5. And I know we got to shut this show down, but man, it's an exciting day, and I'm buzzing off of a really, really enjoyable night. First 5, let's go money line, Brew Crew.
Minus 135 about?
Yeah, minus 135. And then and on the full game, I'm getting them at, pretty nice spot. It's an interesting look, first 5. There's no doubt about it. And you have to think that their bats start rolling against Harvey here, who's not had a good start to his season. That first 5 makes sense. First 5 makes sense. Big Ragu says Brew Crew is money. Dave LA on the Brewers money line and under. I'm just going to keep it at one play right now. But this is my action. So I'm on the Rays first 5 minus a half at minus 125. And the Rays minus 1.5 at plus 105. With Morton going up against Irvin Santana. Then and there may be some additions, but right now I'm on Mets minus 1.5 at plus 100. I'm on the Dodgers minus 123 and the team total over 4.5 at minus 102. I'm on the Astros first 5 minus a half at minus 135 and the first 5 team total over 2.5 at minus 101. That's available at Pinnacle, and I will have an account and be hitting these first 5 team totals as soon as I get the cash in from last night's glory. But I can't do that yet. So that is a play that I'm talking about here, and it's an official play on the show that I won't be betting in honor of transparency. Rockies, I'm taking full game minus 121 to bounce back. I'm taking the Padres minus 118 with Lucchesi going up against Holland. The Brewers minus 124, and that's available at 5 times. And I think your first 5 is interesting, very interesting. But I'm not sure how I would handle it, and I may need to make a move on a minus a half or something at that point. So that's what I'm on right now. That's what Marshall often says, you're going to jump on Seattle today, Jimmy. No, I'm probably not. But I'm thinking of jumping on Junis first 5. But no, I'm probably not going to jump on Seattle, even though they're rolling. And that's a huge, huge card. Thank you so much. And look at Raven in the Desert as a big plus 1,200 parlay. Dodgers, Red Sox, Royals, Brewers, Heat, money line. And basketball, I doubled up on the Heat. First half and full game. And then I jumped on the Timberwolves at plus 7 against the Raptors. Drew, thank you so much for joining us. Very excited about this baseball season, even though my record started off horrifically. I'm very excited about it. So thank you so much for joining us. Where can we find you on Twitter? And what else are you up to this week?
Yeah, man, on Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets. I'll post my plays. Christian Welch in here asking about that. What's up, Christian? And yeah, so far on Milwaukee, first 5, like we just talked about. And also another guy in here saying something about not liking first 5. I don't bet them much on the run line, not so much just first 5 betting. So like in first 5, Milwaukee, and also the Toronto-Boston first 5 under. So 2 first 5 bets actually. And I was just saying I didn't like the run line. Sorry if I didn't make that clear in my other analysis. But on Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets, Jimmy. And be back tomorrow. Same time, same place on your show. So excited about that, man.
Drew, question here. I mean, Big Ragu saying take the first 5 minus a half, but it's just plus 105. I mean, I just feel like the minus 135 plus 105 is not a big enough difference to force a lead in the first 5. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what my point was. And I guess the guy in the chat box, maybe I didn't say it clearly, but that's why I don't like betting first 5 run lines, because if you lay a half a point and it's 1-1 at the end of the 5th inning, you're going to lose your bet, and it's only costing you what, 25 cents, like you said, maybe 30 cents. So therefore, that's why I don't like doing laying the half a point on the first 5 run line. Or I mean, I did tell you the truth, I haven't researched it enough. It's just off the top of it those numbers don't really make sense to me. That's why I would rather lay the extra juice and not do the first 5 run line. But that's just me so far. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the run line in the first 5.
No, I hear that, and I'm going to do that. It's 40-cent difference here. I'm going to take Brewers first 5 on the money line minus 135. I mean, it's just, if I keep laying this much juice, I'm just going to lose in the long run. So that makes me feel very uncomfortable, but that's what it is. That's what this card's calling for me right now. All right, that's what's up. Thank you so much for joining us, Drew Martin. We have a big late show because we have this big NBA card, and Ski Profit will be joining us. Ski Profit is fire right now in the NBA. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm not going to make any action on these 2-day games, so I won't be coming back in the red for once. I'll be feeling good when I come back. Love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. Leche, a los bookmakers!